Quinn hurt all over, but he picked himself up and faced the 7-foot-tall Troy. To many, Troy was the handsome star superhero of the academy. To Quinn, he was his worst nightmare. "Where is Jennifer?" Quinn asked. Troy smirked. "Clearly not by your side any longer. After I've beaten you, by midnight I'm sure she'll have forgotten who you are, talentless Talon." Quinn clenched his fists. "I may not have any superpowers, but what I have with Jennifer is real." Troy levitated into the air. Balls of fire danced above both his palms. "Great. Why don't you use your feelings and I use my superpower, and let's see who wins the Apex tournament?" Troy chided. "If you can defeat me, I won't lay a finger on Jennifer again, even if we both know she'll be begging me for it." Quinn could not contain his rage anymore. He lunged at Troy with nothing but his naked fists. Half of his shirt had been reduced to ash, revealing a skinny, pale chest. Ember atop his head burned through his hair. Troy was thrice his size, literally, but Quinn fearlessly attacked. He swung his fist in the middle of the arena boxing ring, but Troy simply smiled. A blast of fire shielded Troy and sent Quinn flying. Before Quinn could rise, Troy leapt into the air and slammed his body down on Quinn. He put the weak freshman in a chokehold. "Look who's shown up," Troy whispered in Quinn's ear. Quinn's eyes darted out of the boxing ring, where he found Jennifer, looking back apathetically. "Jennifer," Quinn managed. "Troy and his friends did something to you, right? Did one of them use telepathy? I'll save you. I promise I'll save you." Jennifer scoffed. "Save me? No, Quinn. 1, you can't save me, and 2, I don't need saving. We're done, Quinn. I'm with Troy now." Quinn grimaced in pain. "Why? We've been friends since we could walk. We've been dating for 10 years. I thought everything was good. Why did you cheat on me?" Jennifer's eyes glowed purple, highlighting her rage. "Everything was good? Did you know how difficult it was being the girlfriend of the biggest loser in the academy? You're powerless, Quinn. Look at yourself. You can't protect yourself, much less put up a fight. This was your last chance, to prove yourself against Troy. But look at yourself. What a pathetic showing." Quinn felt Troy's chokehold tighten. He flailed, trying to release himself, but Troy's grip was steel. "Yield already," Troy taunted. "You know you want to. Just tap out." Quinn refused to. He squirmed like a little worm and the whole stadium burst into laughter. Jennifer shook her head, feeling the second-hand embarrassment. "This isn't right, Jennifer," Quinn rasped. He was losing consciousness, but he still refused to tap out. He had some fight left in him. But then, a flaming fist slammed into his face. And the last thing Quinn remembered was Jennifer turning away, disgusted. Everything went black. Quinn had lost the match in humiliating fashion. But little did any of them know, the tables would be turned very soon. Later that night, battered and bruised, Quinn reached outside his dorm room. He felt something poking on his leg. He yanked the jewelry box from his pocket. It was his grandmother's wedding ring. He was going to give it to Jennifer as a promise ring. He couldn't afford to marry her yet, but maybe in a few years. But now it was worthless. "Stupid ring!" he yelled. In a daze, he threw the velvet box down the hallway, and it crashed against the far wall. When he realized what he'd done, he snapped out of it. "Damn it," he said to himself. He ran to the end of the hallway and scooped up the ring. Thankfully, it was all right, still in one piece. Only the jewelry box was destroyed, so he stuck the naked ring in his pocket. What the hell am I gonna do now, he wondered. But just then his phone pinged with a message. Quinn slipped it out of his bag. The message was from an unknown number. "To Quinn Talon from ISA Base 039G. You have 24 hours to pick up your belongings, or they will be incinerated. An escort will arrive to pick you up at your home at 0800 hours. Quinn stared at the message. What the hell? Is this even real? Maybe it's a scam, he thought. Regardless, he wanted to be ready for whatever happened, so he hurried home. Quinn had no idea that what was waiting for him would change his life forever. The next morning, Quinn woke to pounding on his door. He threw on a shirt and pants, realizing he had overslept. When he opened the door, he found two muscled soldiers. "Quinn Talon?" one growled. "That's me," Quinn said. "We have to confirm," one soldier said. He revealed a biometric scanner. Just look into the screen. Quinn looked at the screen as a green light scanned his face. A computer voice spoke from the tablet. Confirmed Quinn Talon, 17 years old, student at Powered High School, parents deceased, killed during second wave of alien invasion. Quinn rolled his eyes, annoyed. What is this a date? The soldiers looked at him with humorless faces. Follow us, one said. They led Quinn to an olive-drab government vehicle parked out front and climbed in the back. He was nervous, but a little excited to see what kind of ability he would be given. He knew it wouldn't be much, but he had never had anything before. What's this all about? Quinn asked. The soldiers didn't answer. Where are we going? Quinn pressed. Still nothing. What is the mysterious thing I'm going to receive? Again, the soldiers were silent. You can't tell me anything? Quinn pressed. Affirmative, one of the men finally grumbled. Fine, Quinn said. He sat back in the Spartan seats and watched out the window as the vehicle sped across the city to a heavily fortified military base. Wow, Quinn said, taking it all in. The walls around it must have been 20 feet tall, ringed with plasma grenade turrets. There was no sign out front except for a symbol of a circle with a rocket through it. Where are we? Quinn asked. The armory, the men said in unison. Outside the gate, the vehicle was inspected by both X-ray scanners and bomb-sniffing dogs. It seemed like soldiers were stationed everywhere with guns sighted on Quinn. Everyone seemed ready for an imminent attack, but from where, Quinn wondered. When they were finally cleared, the massive titanium gate lumbered across. Inside the massive walls, there were more soldiers and superheroes rushing about. The vehicle stopped in front of a low-slung concrete bunker. This is it, one of the soldiers said. This is what? Quinn asked. The armory. Go inside. You'll get more instructions. Quinn exited the vehicle and strode to the front door of the building. But as he reached the door, he was launched backward several feet. What the hell? He screamed. He realized that as he had reached the door, someone else had been exiting. A young woman with long brown hair, ruby eyes, and muscular arms. Quinn sighed. She must have powers because just pushing the door open sent him flying. Watch where you're going, loser, she said, looking down at him on the ground. Quinn stood up, brushing himself off. Sorry, I didn't see you. The woman scowled at him. What do you mean you didn't see me? I wasn't using an invisibility cloak, dumbass. As they were talking, a soldier approached in a pristinely pressed uniform. Her polished silver name tag read, Bridger. She hurried to the woman's side. Scarlet, are you okay? Scarlet, which Quinn realized must be the name of the woman with the red eyes, chuckled. I'm fine. This weak-ass loser might be hurt, though. Bridger looked over at Quinn. What's your name and serial number? She asked, with a no-nonsense attitude. My name is Quinn Talon, Quinn answered. But I don't have a serial number, at least not that I know of. I got a message about a vault. Quinn showed her the message on his phone. This must be some kind of mistake, she said. Level zeros aren't allowed inside. When Scarlet heard that, she became indignant. This loser is a level 0! You gave me a bruise on my forehead, you punk! Quinn shrugged. Sorry. Scarlet's face turned 3 shades of red. Sorry? She demanded. She stepped over to Quinn and raised her fist, but suddenly an older man in a bespoke silk suit strolled over. Scarlet, he simply said with a calm voice. Hearing that, Scarlet scampered over to him, and they disappeared into the base, leaving Quinn and Bridger alone. Bridger turned to him. I don't know if you have anything in the armory, but you can proceed in and check. Good luck. Quinn strolled into the strange